Hello and welcome to week 4. Gosh, we're on week 4 already of our digital creative offerings here. So this week's theme is words, okay, and that covers dialogue as well, all right? So obviously we're thinking about things that are keeping us occupied at the minute, and if you're a book lover, then that might be something that you are jumping into, okay? And if you're not a book lover, don't worry, there's some other options that you can be doing in today's offer. So if you are a book lover, the first exercise that I've got is a little improv exercise that will use some books. You could use newspapers, a magazine, things like that instead, but I will forewarn that I don't think that they will have the desired effect, but you can give it a go anyway. What you really want is a fictional book, and ideally an array that probably don't sit well together, but that might be difficult depending on what you have in the house, but I'll explain why in a sec. So with this improv exercise with books, essentially what you're doing is you take 2 books, and you could do this with someone else, either over FaceTime or if they're in the same house as you. If you haven't got someone with you, you can do it on your own, but you would take 2 books, or somebody would take a book, the other person would take a book, and you'd open it at a random page, you'd point at a line and you'd say it out loud, okay? So I haven't got any books on me as examples, I'm just going to pull some strange examples out of my head like I do every week and then think, what are you saying? So, you know, I might have Harry Potter, and I open up my Harry Potter book and I point at a line and it's like, Voldemort stares intensely at Harry. I don't know, that's probably not a line from Harry Potter, but you get my gist, okay? And then someone else, or I might pick up another book if there's not someone else there, might have Peppa Pig, and then you open that and you point at a line and it says, Peppa Pig was angry at him. I don't know. So all of a sudden we're creating a random world where, you know, if this was a scene and we're going line, 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 we've got an array of characters that wouldn't ordinarily be together and some lines that perhaps don't make sense together. Sometimes this works fantastically. I have seen some absolutely cracking scenes made out of this random task, where magically they just fit together and they sound like they're responding to one another, especially if it's actual dialogue within the book that a character's saying. Sometimes it is brilliant, and then other times you're just like, that made no sense, and what was it? And that's fine. So, you know, like 10% of the time this will create something really magical, and the rest of the time it will be completely random. But that's sort of why I'm suggesting that some opposing books are better, or at least fictional books are better, because they offer something a bit more to play with than something quite dense. So that is the first exercise that I'll offer to you, and it's just a bit of fun. Again, we're just exploring and playing. Another quick one is obviously with words. We're seeing a lot of headlines at the minute. We're seeing a lot of news at the minute, and one offer that you could do is to have a play with creating the headlines you would want to see, and they can be positive headlines, or they can be try to be comedic. So again, with comedy, I keep saying it's about the unexpected. It's about what we don't expect something to be like. So if we're expecting a headline to be something serious, then how can we comedically turn that on its head? Well, we make it so that this is a headline that we would not expect to see on a paper, on the front page of the paper, okay? Elephant eats shopkeeper and then runs the shop. I don't know, that came off the top of my head. Again, you're going to come up with all sorts of nonsense. That's part of being creative. We're not always trying to come up with the finished, beautiful, high quality product. We're playing in order to find that. It's a journey at the end of the day. So that's the second offer for you. The third one is to look at a book that you enjoy, pick a section of it and convert it into a scene for a play. So you would take that section and you'd go, okay, what's essential? What do I need to move over? If it was going to be on stage, if I want to see this scene from this book on stage, what would it need? So the dialogue from the book would turn into script, and then you'd be deciding what's essential and what isn't. Perhaps you don't need those lines, because actually in this script that you're creating, you could create stage direction that would tell you more than what the dialogue might, for example. So you're playing with how do I tell this story in a different format? And it's just an offer of something, just to try and hone those script writing skills and to start that critical thinking process of what's needed and what isn't. So that one's very basic, but I think quite an interesting one for you to try. And pick some book that you enjoy, that you're passionate about, that you'd love to see on stage, and then you can really visualize that and then transfer it as you type it out or write it out. And off the back of that, fan fiction is obviously huge. So you might want to take characters that already exist from TV programs, books, whatever, films, and create your own scenes where they coexist together. I go back to my Voldemort and Peppa Pig scenario. There's something quite fun about that. I'm not saying it's ever going to end up on the lyric stage. Who knows, it might. But what I'm saying is, for half an hour today, I might just have a play with what that might be. And that's enough. It's just about being playful, being creative, and exploring the realms of what could be possible, okay? Use your imagination. So yeah, words this week. Get stuck in with some dialogue, get some pen to paper, and just get some books out and try that exercise and embrace the randomness of some of these tasks this week, and have a play and enjoy. Keep hold of anything that's interesting. I'd love to see what sort of character mashups you come up with. This again is about being playful and enjoying the process. So do that, and I look forward to seeing you again next week.